All right, I've got 6 o'clock, so I'm going to call to order the Village Board of Trustees for Monday, October 14th. Roll.
President Larson.
Present.
Trustee Bannon.
Here.
Trustee Kazmar.
Here.
Trustee Ward is absent. Trustee Ziegler.
Here.
Trustee Service.
Here.
Quorum.
Was the meeting posted?
It was posted as required by law.
Well, next is public participation. Public participation allows citizens to be heard on any agenda and non-agenda item. The public may also comment during the public participation section of each item. The village board shall make no decisions or consideration of action of citizen comments for items not on the agenda, except to refer the matter to the village administrator for administrative consideration or to schedule the matter for board consideration at a later date. So anyone who would like to make a public comment regarding a non-agenda item. Doesn't look like it. So next, new business, discuss and consider ordinance 2024-14, amendment to the comprehensive plan, future use or future land use map for Baker's Woods Phase 3.
This is the first step in a two-step rezoning process. You guys have done this for all of the property in the development with the exception of, let me pull up the map. With the exception of the area that we're looking at for PUD, which is all these single family lots in the body of right here. And so amending the future land use map to PUD zoning, and then the next agenda item is to approve the PUD zoning. It's also been recommended for approval by Plan Commission.
Motion.
Second.
Okay, so I've got a motion by Gary, seconded by Mike to approve the ordinance 2024-14 amendment to the comprehensive plan future land use map for Baker's Woods Phase 3. Any discussion? So this is literally just to adopt the PUD portion.
It's to allow for it.
Allow for it.
Yeah, the next
That's a plan.
agenda item is
To approve it, yeah, so. Okay, any comments from the public? No. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? That passes. 6, discuss and consider ordinance 2024-15 rezoning for Baker's Woods Phase 3 from rural development to planned unit development.
Now it's allowable. It's just formally rezoning it to planned unit development. Only difference with this one, as you would see with other planned unit development, everything is the same as the regular development would be, except that the lot sizes are slightly smaller than average. This allows the developer to keep the number of lots they need to make the development profitable for them, and allowed the amount of parkland to be dedicated that the village wished to be dedicated. So it's just a compromise. Otherwise, all of the public utilities would be accepted by the village at some point and built to spec, and nothing changes in that regard.
He covers all the infrastructure.
Yes. Yeah, nothing changes in that regard.
Okay, as long as it doesn't get levied to the taxpayer.
I move we approve ordinance 2024-15.
By Gary,
Second.
second by Tony.
Kind spread it around a little.
It's all right. Discussion. So in terms of the timing of things, when would the roads be the village's responsibility?
After the second lift of asphalt has been put on and it's been approved by the village engineer.
Okay, so I guess the basis of my question is, at what point could the public begin driving on it?
Oh, I mean, you can begin driving on it at any point after the first lift is done. So if you look at,
I'm just like, for example, like the roads that are in the planned urban development that Olson created, those are private roads.
Yep.
So these won't be posted ever, like they won't ever be posted as private roads. It'll just basically just morph into village property at some point, essentially, but we won't treat it as such.
yeah, it's exactly like the roads there in Bell West Phase 3 right now. Those have the first lift of asphalt in, the new homes are going up.
Right.
You know, they roughed out where the new Bell West Phase 4 is gonna go. You can't drive on that because it's just gravel.
Sure, right.
But yeah, the first lift is on there. The only thing that you would notice why it's different from a first and second lift is the asphalt.
There's a
below
little
that
dip
mark.
next to the like next to the curb and gutter, but again, because this is a PUD, it's a little different because those are PUDs, right? Those are all.
They aren't true, but the only thing that differs from a regular development here is the lot size.
Understand, yeah, I'm fine, so.
I mean, development agreement will read the same way development agreement reads in Bell West and whatever.
Except for the trees.
I don't know about that. As far as the utilities and all the other infrastructure goes, it's the same.
Okay, so, cool, anyway, so we got a motion by Gary, seconded by Tony, any further discussion at all? Comments from the public?
Reading my tongue.
Speak now or forever hold your peace, Connie.
It's not gonna do any good anyways.
Okay. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? That passes. Okay, next is discuss and consider Baker's Woods Phase 3 preliminary plat application.
Yep, and this is just approving the plat that I have on the screen in front of you guys, you've received before. Duplex, single family within the PUD, the multifamily and commercial lot. If and when anything's to be built on the commercial lot, it'll have to come back for a site plan approval, so this isn't the last kick of the can for that. There will need to be site plan approval on the multifamily when they get to that phase of the project, so there will be an additional approval on that. And then the PUD requires that there's a development plan submitted within 12 months that'll show the location of the structures to go on the lots. So we'll get another kick in the can at that. I talked to Josh Petrie today about that. And he was a little worried about it. I said, basically, you just need to show because you guys have several different designs that you pull from when you're doing it. So the designs show that and then show how they will meet the setbacks within the lot requirements as you're building. And I think that should be fine for everybody, but maybe the kick in the can for that. So this is just the layout with the zoning of this development as you see it on the map. Knowing that with commercial, multifamily, and single family in the PUD, you will get to look at this again before things are actually built. One thing else I will say, I don't know if it was intentional or if it was just glossed over, but the preliminary plat at the Plan Commission was approved without any recommendations.
Contingencies.
Yeah, or contingencies, and I didn't know if that was your wish to, or their wish to do that, or if that was glossed over, I can't remember. But I know that there was feedback, at least from Kevin, with some engineering comments. I didn't know if those would be incorporated or not.
Seeing the engineering comments at planning commission, but that's not surprising. I don't remember.
I think there was an MSA, and I think it's attached here, the MSA comments.
But they're part of the application.
They're comments on the application from Kevin. That he normally does when we receive kind of applications. I will say, or not, Kevin will be a part of the process, obviously. And things would have to meet his satisfaction.
Hey, we're talking about that today, and it is a little bit of a redundancy because we do require that, you know, any of the stormwater, any of the roads and any of the utilities are built, are spec before we would accept them as public. And so it's going to happen at the end of the process, regardless if it's approved without the conditions at this point.
So where are the comments as part of tonight's agenda?
So on item C, it's, oh, nerd. I apologize.
It's being.
They're on item, I believe they're,
Yeah, when I click on it, it just goes to.
It's
does
just
it really?
Yeah. MSA link, MB is just a plat.
We got the plan commission agenda here.
Yeah, check.
Probably have it.
I know, we attached them somewhere.
We got it. Yeah.
We can always pull them up out of the shared doc when you do. Have been
Last month.
Sticker.
the 25th. They were on the 25th, because we did all this on 9/25. I don't know. What else?
So we're talking about the MSA document dated September 20th. That was attached to the
Yes.
25th. Planning Commission
agenda.
Got it.
There's also something from
EC.
GC.
I thought I made the motion at the meeting
I went.
to go contingent.
Verify, Jeff actually made the motion on the preliminary plat and did not, I mean, just with approval of the preliminary plat application with, and there was, yeah, I was curious. I went back and looked at my minutes. I double checked the video.
Then you did.
We did approve, something else with contingencies on it that night.
Because we met, I might be thinking of
We've done,
last week. We've been meeting like every other week. So yeah, and maybe that wasn't the night. Okay.
Yeah, because I remember this because we were talking about the sewer line. That was part of the conversation at Plan Commission. I don't remember that we did anything about that because that really wasn't anything that we could change.
It was kind of left to, as
As the development went along.
as development went along,
Yeah.
if they wanted to move where it connects back to the main for
Right.
that area.
Right.
That I know that the draft development agreement that's been floating around, staff has addressed it. Making sure that we have the necessary easements and everything.
Right. I'll make a motion to approve the Baker's Woods Phase 3 preliminary plat application with contingencies based on the MSA letter dated September 20th, 2024, the GEC memo dated September 25th.
Second.
Any further discussion?
Public. I have to read stuff first.
Sorry?
I have to read what you guys got.
Yeah, it's too, they were,
I already put
yeah,
it.
they're like basically talking about easements for sewer lines. Some things.
So this means that he just doesn't have a free hand, right?
Doesn't have a free hand.
And whatever he's Then you have say so to stop something you don't like? Or he just,
Yeah, well, we haven't even gotten that step yet. So this is literally just planning it
okay,
with the proposed outline that was on the diagram, right, of those are the units. We haven't even got to what's going to be put on the units yet, but the contingencies that we're outlining were from the engineers, from MSA and GEC to basically say, hey, these are some of the things that we saw that we want to make sure are addressed. Which are things like sewer lines that run across the property, and because again, like where we're putting the roads in, for example, is a little different than what we planned because we put the park in, right? So that puts the sewer lines in a different spot than they otherwise would have been relative to the. So, I think what Ian was commenting on before we motion was that this is going to come back to the planning commission as well as to the board.
Yeah, I mean, so how this is going to be built, the basics are in the ordinance anyway. More specifics are going to be in the development agreement. This comes back to the board for a final plat anyway, before we would even get to the development agreement. And then MSA will be on site when they're doing the infrastructure improvements, and then they would have to sign them off out before the resolution would come to the board to accept the. There's quadruple redundancy in there.
Any other comments? All right, so a motion for me, seconded by Gary, to approve the Bakerswood Phase 3 preliminary plat application contingent on the memo from MSA or the letter from MSA dated September 20th.
Sorry, Jeff, to be clear, we're approving this with a resolution that's on the agenda mark 2024-1828. Which is not clear in this, but I'm telling you that that's the way we have to approve that is by resolution. I don't know if you want that in your motion or not.
So where is it? Where does it say?
The resolution was attached. I apologize for not making that clearer. You are basically approving the application, but we're approving it through resolution.
So if there's no objection, I would amend my motion to be approval of resolution 2024-28 regarding Bakerswood's Phase 3 preliminary plat application. Again, with the contingencies of the letter from MSA dated September 20th and the memo from GEC dated September 25th. You okay with that?
Fine with it. Yep.
Anybody object to that? Okay. So that's the motion. Any further comment on that at all? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried. I will entertain a motion.
Make a motion to adjourn.
So Mike got it first. Tony, you want to second it?
Yep.
No pressure. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? We are adjourned at 6:18 PM.